live. We should be live. Ahem. Alright. Let's get some waiting music in here while we wait. Some classics, man. I'm finna put this out on Instagram. If you're watching this in the playback, in the description will be, the timestamps. Classic one. Give me a sec. I'm gonna just make sure chat's on the screen. Ooh. Simple cranks, man. Oh my god. Let me know if y'all played this in high school. We played this at Westbury. Basically anything Southern played during this era, we played. I'm not gonna lie. This era and then the 90s.
Writing this
oh
paper.
my god, these ads.
It's free.
These ads are gonna be the death.
Grammarly will catch all those spelling and grammar errors and
okay,
it'll help with the bigger stuff. Grammarly can also give you ideas to make your writing
everywhere
better.
Right now.
Add more background. Add specific examples. Focus your conclusion.
Oh, sorry there.
This sounds like me, but
oh, they played this versus Valley. Oh. I'm not gonna lie, back in the day I was not watching them Valley battles. Whoever was going to Valley, I was not watching them battles back in the accurate days, man. What's that, like 15 UFOs? 5, 10, 17, 18. And this was before the money, man. This is before the money. Well, without further ado, might as well get into it. Let me lower this camera a little bit. There we go. What's good if you're watching this in the playback? This week we are getting into, and we're gonna look at these battles. Yesterday, as y'all know, and actually, let me put some in the background. There we go. Yeah, let me have that in the background. We're gonna be going through these battles. Yesterday, as you know, if you are a real bandhead, Labor Day Classic happened, and so with that, we're gonna be leading up to that. But also, there were other games. Southern visited McNeese. Alabama State was at some battle versus UAPB. They both did field shows or court shows. I'm not sure the venue that they were at, but yeah, we're gonna be taking a look at that. Also, notably, Jackson has had their first performance. I think that was like Thursday. Of course, you have the MEAC and SWAC Classic that happened last week. We might take a look at that. Fort Valley, I want to take a look at later on today. And right now, as this is happening on Sunday, there's a battle in Dallas between Langston. UAPB made the trip down there. Shout out to UAPB because they're also doing double performances this weekend. But UAPB's at that battle versus Texas Southern down in Dallas, or up there in Dallas compared to me. So we're going to be taking a look at all of those, as well as ranking the band so far this season. I have, and I'm not going to include everything, just to get this out the way. I'm not taking National Battle of the Band seriously. NRG is garbage. Take it from a Houstonian who's been going to NRG for years, for various different events, whether it's usage, just the actual Texas Stadium, other band events. I've been to basically every National Battle of the Bands except this year, and I guess my crab year because we didn't march in it, and so I didn't go. But I'll be taking a look at all of those, as well as like I said, ranking all the bands and their first performances, if they are actually in like adequate stuff. Like Southern, we're gonna get to Southern, but yeah, we'll be ranking some of the bands. All right, so let's get to the first one. Let's turn off this back. Shout out to the ultimate indoor battle. The band venues are garbage. Facts. That's what I'm saying. Like that's not serious. I'm not taking that sound serious. Honestly, I'm not taking those songs serious because, no cap, from what I heard, the band should not be playing that. The real bands, they should not be playing those songs for the rest of the year. I'm not gonna lie, and they rarely do, to be honest. Aside from like week one. So, but to start, I want to look at what Bama State did. Actually, why don't I also think Band Central posted it. UAPB show. Oh no, not UAPB. North Carolina Central. That's even better. There's more bands to look at because UAPB plays today, so we already got them. All right, I'll add them to this. But this is Bama State's show. Actually, no, this isn't their full show. What am I doing? I'm tripping already, man. What? Streamer. Supposed to be streamer. Come on, man. All right, here we go. I want to add it to the playlist. Jesus Christ. All these tabs. But yeah, indoor battle of the bands are unserious. Like the acoustics are horrible, as we all know and all should know. Doesn't give a real representation of what the bands are playing. It's also like super sponsored, super clean, so it's not really like any actual like battle environment there. I mean, I guess it's good to look at and like for the field shows, but what y'all gonna learn about me very soon. Even as someone who marched and spent so much time learning field shows. Them field shows are not. Y'all don't care about them field shows. Not gonna. Plus, the super majority of them, no one's doing nothing too crazy. I will say Jackson was fucking stepping. I know there was some talk about them stealing their show from like Ohio or Ohio State, but Jackson was stepping. I'm not gonna lie. And Texas Southern was stepping too versus PV, but it's lines and shapes, gang. We've been doing the same shit for 40 years. I'm assuming this they was playing this. Yeah, this is the tribute that they had walking out. Shout out to them, man. I know the Orange Blossom Classic, it varies year to year in terms of like how much people are excited for it. But it's always looked like a cool venue to me. And shout out to this editing from the Marching Hornet media team too. We're actually gonna skip to just the marching, not gonna lie. But shout out to the packaging that they did for this video. Bama State. If anyone's in the chat, let me know how many drum majors Bama State usually has. Cause I swear, like I've seen them have. I swear I've seen them have. Well, I think they have 5 now. But I've seen them have 3. I've seen them have 2, and that might just be like at some performances that like I end up seeing where they only take part of the band. So I might be tripping. Like how many are they? Do they traditionally have? Especially because this year I know they pretty deep. I know they got like 20. Oops, light fell. They got 20 something tubas. I think it's upwards of 25, but I might be tripping. They always deep in woodwinds. All them Georgia people be going to Bama State. A lot of Georgia non-Jackson State commits are starting to go to Bama State, Tennessee State, of course FAMU, right? But I don't know if Bama State got an RDO chapter, but I know Georgia's pretty deep over there, just from you know, knowing some of the recruiting turnouts. Yeah, being on the recruiting trail. These niggas be so serious. These niggas be so serious. Shout out to the crossfade. Have opacity. While we do this, if anyone is in chat, shout out to Jay for the message earlier. What's it called? Let me know what y'all favorite performance has been so far. Whether it was Labor Day Classic, whether it was this, whether it was somebody going against one of the white schools, the Fort Valley battle, or national. I guess national. It's great for what it is, but like, I don't know. I came into band with Crankfest happening every year, right? Multiple Mardi Gras battles happening every year, not just Dega. Well, not Dega anymore, but Bond's band versus Southern. Like it was TSU meeting up with Alcorn. It was who else was on the trail? Jackson State even went down one year. I forgot if they battled anyone though. Langston, of course, that 3-way between Dega, TSU, and Langston. TSU with all the transfers. Dega after Bonds had left. That was such an interesting time. What was that, 2020? No, that was spring 22 when that happened. I was already in the band before then. I just mean that era. I think so far, the most entertaining battle probably does have to go to Labor Day. Just because if you were there for... Shout out to Bandhead Network. He was streaming the entire game from the would-be zero quarter. There wasn't a zero quarter because TSU showed up late. Until the very, very end. So shout out to him for streaming all that. We're actually going to cut... Did you almost march anywhere else besides TSU? Merge been the best so far. Merge counts too. Yeah, that was a great presentation that Jackson put on. Did you almost march anywhere else besides TSU? Funny enough, when I was graduating high school, I had like a full ride to Langston. like I was gonna get paid to go to Langston. And I just decided not to. It's stupid. If you say it is stupid, I can agree. But it was I was looking at careers and stuff and comfortability and whatnot. I had just come from a high school where I was like pretty unfamiliar with the area and the people over there. But that's pretty much the only other place. I've never thought about like transferring anywhere or anything. But I almost went to Langston. And I auditioned. Who did I audition for? I auditioned for PV. I auditioned for Southern. Southern gave me the same thing as everyone else. They weren't paying back then. It's always been fuck Jackson, so I didn't audition for Jackson. But I have a pretty good idea of what they would have offered. It wouldn't have been much, to be honest. Back at it. Tubas. Strong. Oh my god. And actually, let me push this volume up. And actually, give me a second. I'm gonna make sure that y'all can hear if everything's right on y'all end. I forgot to. Shout out to the repeat song, but this was their song of the year last year, so I don't even blame them for bringing it back. I think last year Bama State ended up as my third ranked, tied for third with us. Hold on. Tied for third. Gave them an overall grade of an 86. Really great balance. Some of their arrangements can come out choppy, but they match their style, and they've lived up to the style like really well. On a lot of songs, I don't really feel much trombone presence not trombone, percussion presence. Not to be a stickler on that. And their upper brass has some shortcomings last year, but they got a great product. Yeah. Them UFOs are pushing. Them tubas are pushing. Them trombones are always solid. Black and blues. So they just playing classic here. Fair. And like growing up, I never watched Bama State except like 08. I went back and watched 08 Bama State, so I'm just now recently like learning a lot of their arrangements to classics. Okay, Mellows? I also wonder. Hold on. Good chord. Good chord into the bridge. I be wondering like how recent some of these arrangements are for some bands compared to others. Because I know like TSU is one of the forefathers for some of these arrangements, especially with like Black and Blues, Neck, etc. But like you hear some other arrangements and they sound alike. Shout out to the ending. Wasn't expecting it to end there. But you hear some of these arrangements and they sound so much alike that you just wonder like, okay, is it just the simplicity of the song, the arrangements of the era? Or did they like, hear, okay, this is what we doing in the SWAC once they came into the SWAC or once the school got a band for real. And like adapted to that. Because like Bama State's Neck is insane. And even their black and blues, like, is great. Hand off to the Bones. Okay, good walk down. I hope upper brass can continue to create that overtone even as UFOs, you know, without UFOs having to drop down the register. Because it sounds good right now. But it's still very controlled, which is good, which is a good thing. And let me know how, just early on, how y'all think Bama State is shaping up to like other schools that we heard like last week at National Battle of the Band or at their first performance. I know this isn't their first performance. They played in front of somewhere. I forgot the venue. Well, all the recordings of that are pretty close. So. Don't fluff, you fools. Play light, but not still definitive. Front tube on the left side, not getting the memo. Assistant or head section leader. That's a good piece. I don't know if that's old or that's this year. I did hear them play this before. I'm interested in hearing it from a farther mic so I can hear the entire band. Because that was the thing in that other performance, the mic was just too close for me to really be able to like get a sense for the sound, the real sound. Smash up. Even their percussion style is so stiff, and it's high, and it's tight. So interesting. Okay. They got their routine. This is the song that you would have a routine to. Okay. Because, like, there's a lot of emptiness to fill. There's just a lot of, like, space to breathe and to do something with. And, like, they're the only band I've seen so far do a routine like this on this song. But this is literally like this and Not Like Us are literally the victory lap songs. So, like, for you not to... Good time. Melo's kind of disappeared. The great thing that you can tell with a balanced band is the wall of sound. The wall of sound. And people talk about that and people like throw it out as like a buzzword or as like this thing that exists, which it does exist. But like the reason why it's important and the reason why balance of sound is important is to create that wall. It's so you can have any like you can write anything and have the trombones play like a full whole note, and you can write phrases or you can write unison and you still have consistent sound going through with the trombones, or you can have mellows playing like a lead in or a pickup, and like it's the connective tissue between phrases and between counter melodies and between whatever. And the reason why Bama State's like the thing, aside from like preference, of course, like preference of style, preference of arrangement, whatever, that like has held a lot of people back from crowning Bama State as like, oh, on any given day they can go toe to toe with Jackson. On any given day, like they're better than Southern, because I think that personally. But like for a lot of people, the thing that has held them back from it, and for me, I've been reserved on it, is one of them upper brass sections is going to be weak for them every year. I'm not going to lie. Hopefully that's not the case this year, but at least in previous years, I mean, it's either been the mellows or the trumpets, and they just kind of take turns on who's going to not show up. And because of that, like, that doesn't allow the band to play some things. And it's not just like, oh, the what if they write it. No, some of the things that they play, it's like, oh, the mellows are supposed to be having this stick out right here, or this hangover, or this connector, or this whatever, and you just don't hear it. Or there's an overtone that's missing on like a part where you're supposed to feel euphoric because you can hear the next octave, and like it's just not there. But it sounds like they have it, at least so far. Cadences, I'm a tuba. We are not here for this shit. I'm sorry. Oh, they played Made for Me. Oh, shit. I didn't get this far into the video, I'm not gonna lie. I want to save this for sure. Oh, not the trombones. Just don't make it choppy. Just don't make it choppy, man. Tubas, y'all already kind of starting that bullshit. Okay, they did it. Good pickup. Okay, now right there. You folks are playing that? Good handoff. Mellows and trumpets. You folks. Some of the voicing decisions on this, I'm kind of like, it's leaving me scratching my head a little bit. But they don't sound bad. Good run. Tubas. Hey. Oh, they got one more. Okay. Oh, neck. Not gonna lie, I'm not sticking around here to play neck. Okay. I'll put this back on in the background while I chat shit for a little bit. That's a little bit too loud. There we go. A little bit louder than that. Hopefully I can hear that. Bama State don't sound bad. Bama State don't sound bad. And they played more new shit than I thought. Thought they were going to play like damn near. I thought they were going to go from neck to whatever Bama State's version of screw is to what other traditional did they play? Oh my god. I'm blanking. Black and Blues. Surprised they didn't play their school song. But this isn't a Bama event, so actually I shouldn't be that surprised. But what I will say is they sound good. They sound balanced. They had a lot more promise and showcase of actual like overtone playing out. Just upper brass being able to stick in there and sit on top of the UFOs and trombones in that last song. Made for Me sounded great. It was a good arrangement too. The Kendrick mix was solid. I really like the ideas in there. I just want to see them consistently execute and elevate. I want to see them set a bar early in the season and like surpass that. Not consistently, because at that point you're resetting a standard. But the only reason why, like, we can come out of last year and look at Jackson and be like, oh shit, yeah, they were easily number one. It's because like each week, not only were they playing new shit, but they were like surpassing the energy that you thought they were going to have previously. They were surpassing the amount of cachet that was previous, like the standard that they had set for themselves. They continued to get better and progress throughout the season to where like the like dog team was tripping versus, I forgot if it was a white school or if it was just like a not big school that didn't bring their band or something. Or no, they did bring their band, but it was like a small school. Dog team was fucking tripping in that battle. But come end of the year, them niggas cleaned the fuck up. Their trumpets were like, you could hear the promise, but like they didn't have it all together early in the season. Come versus Texas Southern, come versus Valley, come Boombox battle. Oh yeah, you can't tell them shit. Come Alcorn game, oh my god. Oh my god, versus us and versus Alcorn. Like they showed their fucking ass. Truthfully. And so like seeing that kind of stuff with Alabama just continue to reset the bar in arrangement, in just challenge and range, and their clarity's already pretty good and pretty A1. Probably just clean up some fluff, and then there's probably some in between I can't hear. It was also an indoor battle. That's why I don't have them on my official grading sheet yet, because they haven't really done anything. Because that's like, what was that, 4 songs, 5 songs? 3 of them were traditionals. I can't do anything with that. Well, 2 of them were traditionals. One of them was a repeat from last year. So like I can hear how good they are, but the thing that makes this band shit great is the fact that like it's not just pure, oh, how clear was your G? Because we're all musicians. We're all collegiate level musicians, which in this shit is the highest that you can get unless you're a traveling musician. So we don't just grade off of that. We don't just look at that. Because if that was the case, then NCAT would win every year. But it's about more than that. It's about entertainment value. It's about challenge of arrangement. It's about dexterity. It's about loudness as well. It's about cranking. It's about energy. So all that is involved. And so seeing Alabama State continue to reset the bar and all of those things and to get better at all of those things over the course of the year is going to be the thing that takes them from, in my opinion, like tied for 3 or 4 to like, okay, Bama State versus Jackson is going to be like the battle of the year. Which honestly, last year, it already was. It already was. Like if you're the type of person that's like, okay, battle of the year like has to include like the best band, especially in a year like last year where Jackson was playing something new every week. They were clearly the best band. And the most competitive that a band was to them was low-key the Bama State game. Because it wasn't Boombox 2. And you could say Boombox 1, but like Southern was just too disappointing to me personally. And that might be me judging off of expectation instead of performance, but you know, say la vie. But it'll be interesting to see Bama State throughout the year for sure. Moving on to the next one. I don't think we have the full clip, but I do want to see what North Carolina. Jesus Christ. Okay. I want to see what North Carolina Central did at this Major League Band live. Mayfield Block, but I don't know what the fuck that is. Yeah, I don't see their full video right here. Oh, is that it? Or was that another battle with North Carolina? Yeah, it's all battles. Okay. North Carolina was also here. North Carolina Central. Let's see what they got. 2 sound solid. And they're farther, too. Well, kind of. They're in the L. Please zoom out. I want to see the entire band. Please. Double-digit UFOs. Mellows. Trombones are strong on them block chords. And solid cutoff. Okay. North Carolina Central is a program that I've always looked at from afar, and like I wonder how many of these people, how many of these, like, whether it's incoming freshmen or just people in the band, came from show style high schools. Not to say that like everyone from show style high schools goes to a SWAC school or goes to, because I think they're in the MEAC, unless I'm mistaken. I think they're in the MEAC, or maybe they're in the SEAC. Who knows? We know because we're pulling it up. Researchers, they are in the MEAC. I was right the first time. Not to say that everyone goes to SWAC schools, but I know a large percentage of, show style high schools, their directors are more than likely SWAC graduates, and that influence, and of course that influence comes through the band as well. Now that isn't the end all be all in terms of recruiting season. Money is, money and how good your actual university is the driving factor. But I also know that like region plays a part in this. There's no Texas niggas in this band. Like I know that. And by no, of course I'm exaggerating, but like, it's limited, I don't know of too many people from like New Orleans, posting this as one of their options or as one of their destinations or even as one of their offers or whoever they're, auditioning for. So I know that in that region, you're less likely in the Carolinas, in the Tennessees, even in like some parts in Georgia as well. You're less likely to be in a show style band than you are further south. Maybe not Georgia anymore, but also Georgia. There's more than Atlanta in Georgia. So, there's more than Memphis and Tennessee. And so I know it's less likely to be in one of those bands. I don't know how less likely it is to go to a HBCU. So I've just always wondered, like looking at bands like them. Shout out to the dude who corrected me on Central State, in Ohio, but like people going to that school in that area. I wonder how many of them have like prior show style history. Oh, this was in Florida. Oh. Why aren't they sending it? It doesn't matter. Okay. Well, phone speakers adjust. I got it. They still sound good. Trombones coming strong. Percussion in the pocket. Woodwinds too. This is one of the more overplayed songs of the year, I will say. It's up there with like Snooze from last year and $1 Million Baby and any Kendrick song. Something up with the recording. That's fine.
And to all my high school students out there, please know that North Carolina Central University is the only university that's made.
He recruiting. Hey, he recruiting, man. That's a good chord. With the woodwinds. Good circular breathing.
Yeah.
To hold that note out. I think they're finna crank. Tubas. Shout out to Tubas, man. Shout out to Ricky. I know he graduated, but he still raised them. Section leader last year, if not also the year before. Ricky the Realist. Strong section. Good stick out. The thing about playing, maybe they'll end the song.
The original.
That was interesting. What's it called? Let me know y'all thoughts, man. Let me know what y'all think of North Carolina. Shout out to them. Brewing program, growing program. It looked like they had like about 100, maybe could put a 115, 112 on the field. Shout out to them. I don't know how long the program over there has been a thing, but every time I hear them, like, they sound better than the last time I heard them. So I hope that people coming out of North Carolina or the Carolinas, Tennessee, along the East Coast as well, different parts of Georgia, different parts of Florida. What's above Florida? I think that's just Georgia. Arkansas? I don't fucking know. Child geography. But all the, people and high schoolers coming up in those areas look at North Carolina as an adequate and, like, actually effective program for them to join. Because it is. And they're great. And they're really building something that I hope gets more attention. Hope that they're able to attend more battles. I'm low-key surprised that they're not at that battle. Are they at that? They might be at that battle today that's going on. I know, like, Talladega's in, Miles is in, as well as a few other bands. Quite a lot of bands. And it'll be interesting to see them continue. Hopefully that they can actually put on a show this year. The thing I was about to say with playing the popular songs before the video ended, especially as a small band, as a small program, you kind of put yourself in at least in my opinion, you kind of put yourself in a bind with playing a bunch of, like, the most popular songs that are out there currently. Because, like, everyone's playing them. We have all-star band versions of half of those songs. We have high schools playing those songs. Let alone other colleges that have already played those songs that have better instrumentation that have better arrangers, that have stronger players and stronger sections to be able to experiment more. And so, yeah, you can put yourself in a situation like Kentucky State back in 22, when they played. I'm forgetting the song. Was it Super Gremlin? It might have been Super Gremlin, or like a. Oh my God, I'm blanking on that Ohio HBCU. Wilberforce. When Wilberforce played, they played a song. Oh my God, what's the big dude? What's his name? Shout out to Alcorn playing Leave Me Alone in the background. That's 2017. I think that's the TSU battle, if not the Miles battle. I forgot his name, but shout, you could end up in a situation like them where they play like some of the most popular songs that everyone is also playing, everyone's also listening to, and Harvey Sweet the Meats. Dreamer, shut up. You could put yourself in a situation like that where your arrangement like stands out from everyone else, but oftentimes it won't. It just won't. It won't stand out. It won't be performed better. Now you could end up. What's good? Just be cooling. Live reactions, yes sir. We're about to actually get into Southern, so to anyone coming in, y'all coming in at the right time because we finna get to the big dogs. We just got done listening to North Carolina Central and Alabama State at the Orange Blossom Classic, and I'm just talking about North Carolina Central. They were playing they played Million Dollar Baby. They had just transitioned to playing one of them Kendrick diss track songs. And they had just played Made For Me. Made For Me was actually just played by Bama State before them. And Bama State has like 150 more people than them. It's a swag school. In my opinion, they have better arrangers. Like, it sounded better, right? And you're not going to outclass them. Now, you could end up in a, 2021 Bama Mass Band situation where you play, gotta listen to UC Irvine. They go crazy. TSU 2 is barking this year. Yes, sir, they are. Yes, sir, they are. As always, they always going crazy, man. That's fun. That's fine. That's P5. What? Anywho. But yeah, it's a double-edged sword to play the same songs as everybody else. It is truly a double-edged sword because you could be outshined or you could do the outshining, but most time, like, even if you do the outshining, like, people are gonna be like, oh, well, they were louder, so it's whatever. And then also, like, in this band shit, a lot of people tend to reward like uniqueness. Like, even if you're bad, I'm not gonna lie, like, the only reason why people still give a fuck about PV is because they be dancing and shit, and the only other niggas that dance as much as them are outside the swag. So in the swag, they be dancing. They drum majors some little freaks, so they be fucking humping the ground and shit. We gonna see. we go watch that battle later. But like, they be doing some crazy shit over there, so that's why niggas fuck with them. But they're garbage. They're literally bad. Like they're actually bad. So like, I don't know. The more you can do to set yourself apart in this, the better off you can be. The better of an identity that you can give yourself. And that goes from song selection to the actual arrangement themselves to instrumentation. If you can make some imbalanced instrumentation work, or, just achieve balance and tone to the highest extent. We're not about to listen to this full fifth. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't. What's it called? But yeah, it's an interesting spot to put yourself in. Before we listen to a better version of Southern. Shout out to 2017 Southern. My opinion, peak Southern post 2010. I listened to a worse version of them.
Oh, is my go-to, but the spicy filet lives up to the hype. Hey, it's Jillian, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A
Chick-fil-A doesn't need ads. Chick-fil-A doesn't need to send me ads. This isn't the right video. This is them. This isn't them performing. This is them practicing. Well, this is their field show, but we're not gonna really listen to that. They played a few songs yesterday. They played McNeese. They played McNeese yesterday. McNeese State. Shout out to my cousin who used to go there. Ran track over there, I believe. Upload date. No, I don't want to see this yet. Southern University. Yo, where's the stuff? Yo, I know I'm not tripping. Did he also post that? Posted their field show. This isn't them. This isn't them yesterday. Do I have to do versus McNeese? Oh my god. Oh, they played That's My Baby, so I guess we'll listen to that. This is the first thing I want to say about Southern. For Southern to come out every year and honestly be gifted, to be granted, to be awarded every year, week 1 versus a white school that no one cares about. And to basically just get like another week of band camp. For them to, yeah, they still have to work on the show for that, you know, whatever the fuck. Like, Southern every year is gonna the first 3 weeks they're not gonna do anything aside from step 2s. They're gonna make arrays, they're gonna do some crossovers, and then they're gonna go to block band. Like, that's it. That's it. It's literally a formula that they follow. Shout out to Show South Talk. But oh my god, now I can't find it. Yo, there's no way. There's no way. They might have censored it too. Southern would also be doing that. They be telling people to pull videos down. But I hate the fact that they get basically like a bye week for the first week and just start playing like old shit. Y'all know how old That's My Baby is? The last time I remember them playing it, like in season, was 2019. 18. That's so crazy. Literally, KB reacted to it in 2018. Well, not in 2018. He reacted to it 2 years ago. He reacted to the 2018 version. For you to come out, they also replayed it in 2022. I get it. It's a good song. It's a great song. But, like, this is something that nobody else is afforded. Like, we just listened to Bama State. We just listened to North Carolina. We're going to listen to Jackson. And we'll listen to Texas Southern later. I'll be the first to say, like, TSU replayed the most songs that they've ever played at this game in the Simmons era. And it still wasn't, like, to go in the stands and then just get away. To be fair, this looks like this is post-game. So this is just fanfare. But, like, nobody else can do this. And it has nothing, at this point in 2024, it has nothing to do with like, oh, that's just the jukebox. They can do it because they're that good. No, because let's listen to it and see if they're actually that good in big 2024. This isn't the greatest recording, to be fair. What the fuck? Oh. I'm sorry. I had the volume down. Oh my god. That's how long they've been playing this. I was in middle school. No, I lied. I just started high school when they played this. Trumpets now. And it doesn't sound like bad, but like, it would be unfair. The same way, like, I'm not judging Bama State, really. I'm not judging North Carolina Central, really. They played this in a stadium. But, like, it would still be unfair for me to judge this because they're playing a 6-year-old song and it doesn't even sound the best. But if I did grade it based off of how it sounds, it doesn't sound the best. And that's low-key telling. That is very telling to me. Just finished the Show Style Talk vid. Go to the channel. Shout out to Show Style Talk. I'm gonna pull them up on the side. You feel struggling. UFOs. Y'all mean to tell me this is? Oh my god. Let alone the fact that I think mellows are kind of disappearing on here. Good trumpets. Like, they just fall apart on the phrase. They just fall the fuck apart on the entire phrase. This is a 6-year-old song. Half of this UFO section wasn't even in high school when this song was first written. Hey, the B-tone part is... I know it's Saxon. It is up there. Let alone, there might be a glisten there that I might be missing, or a grace note. I don't know. I played it in high school, so for someone in college, they should be straight. They should be. They should be. Red Ag. Yeah, I get it. Trust me. Like, we'll get to the TSU battle. TSU was not perfect by any means, especially them UFOs. If you watched, I don't know how long ago the video was, but like the What If video that I did of basically like some of the best songs that TSU played over the course of the year matched up with some of the best songs that Jackson played over the course of the year. Like, there were some songs where, like, even in hindsight, even some of the best, now not the entire best of the best, because I didn't put enough ballads in there for it to be Texas Southern's best of the best, or Jackson's. TCU's UFOs was still, like, running out of gas on some stuff. On Meltdown. I think those are A's. Correct me if I'm wrong. But, like, they ran out of gas on that shit, on them alternating. I get it. I know. I don't play UFO, but, like, I honestly play something more breathily taxing than a UFO. Just the way the horns. Yeah, and those horns are heavy. Those horns are, like, just, they'll weigh the fuck down. I get it. And it takes a lot to project through there. But, like, nigga, I can't. And then, like, they played Let's Get It Started at their National Battle of the Bands, on their National Battle of the Bands show. And it's like, come on, gang. Wait, no, let me do the 4-minute one. I played on one before. I just feel like that's the way the horns are. It is, though. Fair. Like, they're heavy. Unless you are literally piercing air through, it will feel fluffy. It will sound fluffy. And to be fair, this is out of practice. This is before National Battle Bands. Gotta have, like, a certain playing style. You think that they would, I won't say master it, you know. But, like, I'm just holding them to the standard of everybody else. Bama State is pushing. We're gonna get to Jackson. We gonna get to TSU, but like, and that's without me taxing and saying everyone else is pushing on new shit. Yeah, and you're right. You're right. We're agreeing. We're agreeing. Just be cooler. Good pickup. Abdominals, yes sir. Them crunches, them wall sits, them laps around the band room, them planks. Them I forgot what it's called, but we would do this thing where you just leaning back. You just leaning back on the chair while trying to play. I haven't seen too many UFOs do that, but no cap, if we can do it, y'all can do it. We're literally wearing the horn. You know, this is good. What? There might be someone in the crowd. Yeah. I don't remember that build up being there in the when they first played it. It sounded good. Now, to be fair, Let's Get It Started is like literally the most simple thing that they played last year, but they sound good playing it. Is this Todd? Yeah, we just heard them play that. So I don't know if they play it better or worse here. To be honest, I didn't listen this far. Let's get to Jackson, because I'm not grading Southern because they didn't play enough new shit for me to judge them off of. To be honest. Now Jackson, they played their traditionals, blah 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 blah. This is such a crazy traditional that they be playing. Gotta sit back and push? Yes. Especially if you have somebody pushing down on your core. That's what we would do in sectionals a lot. Now, I'm skipping these traditionals for like content's sake. Trust me when I say, like, there's a lot to learn by hearing bands just play their school song or play their... Wait, what is this? Oh, no, this is tradition. There's a lot to learn by listening to like how TSU plays Screw. There's a lot to hear listening to Jackson play, not necessarily the show, but like Jackson didn't play a lot. They didn't play a lot. But what they did play, yeah. Fuck, I forgot what that song is. Well, not the Let's Get It Started that we just heard, but they have another Let's Get It Started. Like, there's a lot to learn and a lot to hear for whenever they play that. Honestly, even just even just like how seriously they actually approach whatever they're playing, that in itself is something to listen for. Because like, yeah, you can sit back a little bit more on those traditionals and on those seasonal songs, on those football songs, but like, you should still play them. So if a band sounds shit, or if a band sounds like lackluster playing them, and not just like low key playing them, that's a problem.
The ULM cheerleaders are under the direction of head coach Sammy Spivey and Spirit Group's liaison Dr.
Yeah, and they still playing them. And the other thing is, like, this is at a football game. This is at ULM. This is not at HBCU. They are telling these niggas to shut the fuck up. Yeah, there's something to hear with Jackson playing this. Let alone the fact that they project during this. So There's something to hear, like in the neck. There's nothing to hear for us though. They're playing a cadence, bro. When do they? I know they play.
When you have rheumatoid
They play
arthritis,
some shit.
the
Oh my
smallest
god.
things can feel like the biggest obstacles.
I need to time mark some of these. Speaking of time marking, I should have been time marking the stream. Oops, my fault, y'all. Okay, yeah. The sting is crazy. The continuous wall of sound that you get from that trombone whole note, that counter melody of that single note from mellophones, like, yeah, I use J and K on the keyboard. My keyboard's pretty far, I'm not gonna lie to you. What's it called? But that's how you create this constant pressure. Actually, that's a dotted half from them trombones. Yeah. Just that single song is like, it tells me more about their band this year. Yeah, them trombones, them boys is sitting on that shit. Them UFOs is pushing. Them mellows are, like them B tones are sending shit. And then trumpets, we're going to get to the trumpets. We're going to get to Trump Funk. Now, notably, in that little soliloquy, I left out Dog Team. They played again. Dog Team sounds good, but for the purposes of right now, they are the worst of the best. All of these sections are probably like in the top 5 of their respective whatever. Heard that Super C? Yes. And it is like a good, probably like 12 pack. Like starting at like Miles and like going around. It's like a good 12 pack screaming for Trump Funk. That is insane. To have a 12 pack in like, this is like maybe 40. 12 pack in 40 is insane. And for it to still be heard over, again, we just talked about the wall of sound. Let alone like WT, like they doing their thing. The wall of sound, and you still have 12 out of 40, and they are screaming over everybody. But they're going to get their moment. They're going to get their moment. It's not on this song, per se. Want a little bit more from Tubas? Yes. Dog Team is back in the 20s. There's no reason why Dog Team, you know, there's no reason why, like, I know, like, the announcer's yapping right now, but, like, their lows at the merge sounded good. They haven't, I think it's 15. It is not 15. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 20. Oh, you might have missed Screamers. You might have missed Screamers. But yeah, Dog Team's back in the 20s now. They should be more dominant than this. To be honest. Shout out to the new Secular. Shout out to Malcolm. But yeah, they not dominating. They're not dominating. And to be fair, they don't need to. They don't need to. The band sounds like great even without it. And don't let nobody tell you no different. Dog Team was best when Jackson was not at its worst, but like their upper brass were shit, and we know that. So they're traditional. I think it's yeah. They have 15 out of 40 for their screamers. That is insane to still be able to hear them sky high over everything else. Yeah, they played this. I think someone accidentally titled this "Golden Time of Day."
at 6 p.m. And don't forget to wear your black. Fans, do you know a classroom that deserves a reward? Nominate one today. They'll receive a mascot visit, coupons to local restaurants, and tickets to ULM athletic events thanks to Draft.
Like, I wish the announcer... Bro, the announcer gotta shut the fuck
They
up.
have a mission to aid and retain and help develop
The announcer gotta shut the fuck up.
student athletes who compete in 17 varsity sports in ULM. Our goal is to provide private financial support for athletic scholarship, facilities, and athletic programming, team operations, and other program needs for ULM Warhawk Athletics. With your support and all of us working together, our success.
That whole first row just hit that shit. I know it's hard to hear. I know it's hard to hear. I know it's hard to hear.
Mission to aid and retain
This first whole
this
whole first row.
400 student athletes who compete in 17 varsity sports in ULM. Our goal is to provide private financial support for athletic scholarship, facilities, and athletic programming, team operations, and other program needs for ULM Warhawk Athletics. With your support and all of us working together, our success will continue for many years to come.
That's what's gonna set them apart this season. That's what's the announcer is big hoe. Like, the announcer is truly a bitch. What's it called? Last year, I'll give y'all some insight. And we'll get back to them, but I just need to full screen this. Last year, I roomed with my CB, my LB, right? And my assistant section leader. And every time we came from practice, every time we came from a game, Saturday is the game, whether it's an afternoon game or a night game, I'm basically done for the day. I was also editing and whatnot, so I had stuff to do, right? I was driving everywhere. I was doing everything. Sunday, we wake up, right? First thing all three of us do, listen to every band in the SWAC. Every battle. Every single one of them. If not, listening to them on the bus ride back from the game, right? Sunday morning, we're eating breakfast. We're doing whatever the fuck. If we have practice, because we have something to do on Sunday, whatever the fuck. We wake up. We're talking. We're talking. We're theorizing. We're strategizing. We're doing whatever the fuck. We're scouting, right? Every single week, except for whatever that school I mentioned earlier, it was either a white school or a small band that Jackson played against, and Dog Team sounded shit. Aside from that game, and I think the Bama State game, every week I came back and I was saying Jackson sounds fucking perfect. There was no weakness in that band. From like weeks 2 to 7, nothing. And then like after... probably starting when we played them. But like, honestly, they were defeatable when we played them. But from Alcorn, I think they played Alcorn after us, and then like, of course, Boombox 2. Couldn't beat that band. And the thing that changed was that fucking trumpet section. Of course, Dog Team cleaned up, right? They had a good 18-20 last year. They cleaned up. They mellows. They had a huge crowd class. Funky F horns. Either like for Alcorn game or like for our game, they finally cleaned up, right? Trumpets hit another stratosphere come like late October. And if they can get And by we, I mean like the band community. But if they can get this trumpet section to play like this for the entire year, they can write anything. They can play anything. And I low-key knew that already this past spring when they played like that. When they played like that doesn't sound good. Like that doesn't read good. Like that is one of those songs that historically I would say, oh, this should not be a band song. Like, you don't need to play this. There's not enough like objective notes. There's not enough like differentiation in the rhythms for this to be a band song that isn't like a dance routine. But when they played it, just the amount of sound, just the amount of phrasing, just the amount of like music that they were making and playing was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. It was insane. It made a song that shouldn't have been a band song sound like one of the best songs of the year. I'm watching Bama State Band right now. Fuck the big three, nigga. It's just this nigga Dreamer. Dreamer slowly being indoctrinated into what's it called? Marching band culture. Because he's indulging me in it. Yeah, no, Bama State sounds good. We might spin the block for them because we did listen to them earlier. But if they can get this trumpet section for the full year, like it's more than scary.
Give today, visit
It's more than scary.
or scan the QR code on the video board.
Because even Southern's probably the like all-time best band I've ever heard. Nah, DJs are crazy. DJs are crazy. Yeah, and then they play the show.
Student athlete. Conference opponents, James Madison and Southern Miss.
Will there be band stuff happening in Texas in November? In November? I mean, TSU has... Oops. TSU is like a game probably the first 2 weeks of November. I don't know, all through November, actually. They'll be going to Alcorn. November 16th is a home game. They'll be there. But that's probably about it, unless there's a battle. But yeah, if they can sound like this, mind you, this isn't the full band. This isn't the full band. The full band, like, they still have like 250, 275. Last year their travel band was like 225. That's why I counted when they went to Southern. Yeah, nah. It'll get scary for everybody else. Let alone just like the amount of freedom that their staff I'm blanking on his last name. Mr. Pruitt. That Mr. Pruitt will have that the director and staff will have. Mr. Johnson. Like they will have a field day arranging for this band with this level of like completion. Like they just compliment everything and everywhere and everyone. Now we're getting to the main event though. That's great. They did their thing. The main event. The big battle. The Labor Day Classic. Actually, let me check real quick to see if there's any better footage of this so far. Oh, Steven is on it. Shout out to Steven. Oh my god, they just posted this 16 minutes ago. Alright, we might spin the block. For Southern. But I want to get this out the way. South Carolina State played. Oh, okay. I'll watch this in my free time, but not the stream. What's it called? Ooh, Ocean Assault Media. That's always a toss up. shout out to Ocean Soul Media. They might be getting better this year, but yeah, I do want to see the full band though. So did Brian get the full band? Yeah, Brian got the full band.
Here we are.
Oh my god. All right. Not getting. I just said check the human jukebox page. When did you say that? I thought you were saying check show style talk page earlier. But if you were talking about this, actually we can skim through it to see if they play some shit. Half of this is them marching in. I can already tell. Yeah, 12 minutes of march in footage. By the way. Okay, the shit that we just heard. Damn, and they didn't play again until the end of the fucking night? Oh no, it just got that dark quickly. Okay, fair. Alright, what'd they play? We'll listen to some of their actual footage. Now, if it's ass, I'm gonna be mad. Exactly. Let's see though. Cause this is on their page, so you know they be editing. Let me stop. I doubt they edit like too much. They probably just do. Okay, classic. Before I let go. When the fuck Trump is... When they start doing that shit? I grew up watching Southern. I was never no super fan. And I've never known their trumpets to do that shit in the song. How the trombones play this will tell me if they care. They don't care. I'm skipping this. They're not playing this shit for real. Yeah, they're not playing this shit for real. And then it's halftime. Skipping halftime because, truth be told, none of us care. You made 8 lines. I get it. So that's the first half. It was 12 minutes for the marching, right? It was 12 minutes for the marching, and then how many minutes for halftime? 9 minutes for halftime. So that's most of the video. What? This is on percussion, I think. Come on, bro. Casanova. Learn your cues for Casanova, bro. Come on. Okay. Tuba sounds so sloppy. Yeah. They sound like they don't care and they're just going through the motions, which is like I said earlier, can be telling in itself in terms of listening to a band. Actually, I don't want to be overexposed on the side. I'm not gonna lie. There we go. Yeah, number one, it's first week. Number two, truth be told, if you've ever marched in these bands, at a certain point, yeah, you don't care about these. You don't. And you can, if you're good enough, you can skate by them. The problem is, Southern is coming off of a year where, as a band, they weren't good enough to skate by shit like this. Not to say that, like, because they weren't top 3, or they weren't top 2, or they weren't number 1, that they can't, that they now have to play all the way the fuck out. That's not what I'm saying either. I just mean the mentality. I can speak as someone who my last battle was a fucking L. If I step foot in that band room, and for the people who did step foot in that band room, they have a newfound vigoration. Especially the people who are now leaders in that band, in Texas Southern's band. Because the last time that there was another band across from them, they fucking lost. We fucking lost. So that's why, like, yesterday, if you were there watching throughout the game, because we won't watch the full game, we'll just watch the fifth quarter, Texas Southern came out with a hunger. Simmons was angry. Niggas wanted to play. Because it was like, oh shit, it's the first time we in front of another band. And to be fair, there's no other band in front of them. And this is also what I was talking about earlier when I was saying that Southern, just because of their football schedule, gets afforded this thing where every year, week one, they go against a team, they go against a school with no band, or at the very least, like is a white school, is a white band. I just feel like everyone got to have that type like swag when they have some pride. Yeah, like especially for Southern, where like the whole thing is the S on your chest. Like, it's the prestige of marching in the jukebox. It's the prestige of having the S on your chest. Like, you would think that, you know, you would have some vigoration, but you would have some excitement. You would have some, like, pride. But, you know, it's whatever. It's whatever. Because the jukes will get mad. The jukes will get mad. Like, fuck over here. Okay. People can be fans, that's fine. Okay, good timing. Man, I know Jukes and they agree for real. I mean, even the Jukes that I know agree, but the Jukes that I know are bandheads. Like, they were bandheads before they were Jukes. Except for Sergio. Sergio's a dick rider. Shout out Sergio. It tends to be more of the, yeah, B-Tone's on it. B-Tone's on it with the glisses, with the phrasing, their tonguing was good on that. I can just tell that they're kind of stiff on that walk up. They're stiff on that walk up. The only reason to have that hike, the only reason to have that jump is it's more than just like stinging. Like it's more than just stinging. And you can tell if you've been in like sectionals and whatnot, you can tell if you've been in the band room with phrases like that. 14 Southern was ridiculous. Facts. 14 Southern, I think, would like destroy the fuck out of this Southern. Like, I might do that at the end of the year. I might do 2014 Southern versus 2024 Southern. Because then I'll have the leverage to, like, if I ever say that, like, Southern don't sound good, like, I'll prove, I can be able to prove, like, what Southern is supposed to sound like. But even 14, that's why I almost went there. 14 to 18 Southern is some of the best band shit that you'll ever fucking hear. It's like 7 types of articulation on B-tones. Yeah. Of course, I don't know how to do all of them, but like I can hear the separation. And like, would you agree, Coolin, that like on that phrase, I'll replay it. That's more than just like flexing. That's more than just like making sure that you're not half-assing. That's like that was somebody who's like, oh, I need to get to the top of this note. Ripping, glistening, tongue and sliding. It got more for real. Yeah. So just they got some kinks to work out for sure. So it's good that they're able to like have a full game of being able to play outside, have a 40-minute tape, of like outside footage, full band in the elements before they have to go see another band. But it's something that, like, I'm telling y'all, damn near nobody. We can literally look up the SWAC football schedule. We can literally do that. And like, yeah, there's some bands that like they don't. Oh, Bama say getting a fucking ass beat. There's some bands that like didn't travel. Like Valley didn't travel, right? But they have a battle today. South Carolina traveled. This was a battle. Bethune didn't travel. Actually no, Bethune might have been at home. I don't think Bama A&M traveled. And then like Graham, I don't really think it matters if they traveled or not. I'm not gonna lie. To this day, Grambling is one of them bands where like I don't understand. Oh, they did travel. I mean, that's UL. That's in Lafayette. That's nothing. So like, okay, Graham went against the white school in UL. Shout out to UL. My mother's been trying to convince me for a few years now that like when she went to UL, by the way, she went to UL in the 80s. Keep that in mind. And when she went to UL in the 80s, they had like 5% Asian students. Fuck no. What? She's trying to convince me that they had like 20% black nigga. No, what? You're fucking lying. Anywho. Shout out to my mom. Shout out to my mom. But that's like the conversation that we be getting into. But like Graham gets afforded this. Southern gets afforded this. Nobody else gets this. Nobody else gets to just like go to a school and just like bullshit with old songs. Nobody else in the SWAT. I mean, I guess Jackson did, but even Jackson, first off, it looks like Jackson's bigger. I might be tripping. It might be tripping. I gotta agree with the point you said though. Oh yeah, in terms of the B-tone, yeah, for sure. Thank you. What do you think is the problem with present day SU, the bandsmen or the directors? There's two major problems that I think with Southern, right? And to be honest, they're not really problems. I think it's just kind of evolution. Southern lost New Orleans. Southern lost New Orleans. If you go through 2000 Southern, if you go through early 2010 Southern, and I think it even goes into 15 through 18, from my understanding, in retrospect and as an outsider, Southern owned New Orleans in terms of recruiting. And then Bonds came in. And them niggas started going to Dega. But that's just one school. Now, granted, I'm not saying that everyone in New Orleans was either at an S or a T on their chest. That's not what I'm saying. I know New Orleans niggas went everywhere. They went to Alcorn. They went to Jackson. They went to Xavier. Fucking. Like, I get it. Right? I'm saying in totality. In, like, classes of 20-some people or more. In terms of, like, there's 8 people from Carver just in this band. There's 10 people from AUG just in this band. There's however many people from Carr just in this band. They lost New Orleans. And then, like, Carr also grew as, like, a powerhouse in New Orleans and their Jackson style, and they started sending niggas to Jackson. So that's a school that, like, people within the city, from my understanding in New Orleans, there's a lot of travel. As much as there's, like, transfer, as much as there's, like, commitment to, like, you're in the March 100, you're Carver, you're at Abe or whatever. There's just as much, like, movement between schools, right? So I'd imagine that Carr got a lot of people, like, in the city to go over to that school, let alone just, like, the people in that area just started going to Jackson. And then, of course, like, later and later, you know, Simmons goes to TSU. TSU now owns New Orleans, to be honest. And yeah, New Orleans is a factory for B-tones and mellows. And now Southern is getting less and less of that. As well as the fact that, and yeah, there's a lot of Jackson, TSU, and still Degan Valley. Still Degan Valley is getting a lot of New Orleans people. The other thing is, from a recruiter's perspective, the turnover that Southern had in terms of their directors, I don't think Todd is the problem. Now, I've heard some things about Todd, but I don't think Todd is the problem. I don't think Mr. Taylor is the problem. I don't think that oh my God, I can remember these people's first name, but not their last name. And I don't even call them their first name in passing. I'm blanking on the other director that they have, not Mr. Wright, the one that used to do New Orleans. But I don't think that they are the problem. But as someone who was coming into band towards the end of the Hamer era, Mr. Collins, thank you, Kenneth Collins. As someone who was coming into band in like the end of the Hamer era, they had so much attitude, they had so much personality, and even though it was just on a screen, even though it was just in an audition, even though it was just in passing, you knew the personality of Hamer. You knew Hamer Time, and you could trust in that. You knew Jackson. You knew the party bus. You knew that era. You knew they had an identity. They had a personality. They had a swagger. They had an image that went with the S. It wasn't just the S. It stood for something. It meant something. It had a promised and guaranteed sound that was followed up upon every Saturday, as well as it was the image of the band. So it was also the image and the attitude that the players carried with themselves, the types of arrangements that they had. Heavy brass, of course. And then, of course, 2012 to like 2016, 2015, maybe they were more trumpet heavy, like 50 trumpets every year. Trombone's been block cording it up since the 90s, right? So you have those constants. You have the constant of New Orleans, and you have the constant of big personalities leading the band. Hamer leaves, right? Legal problems, whatever, embezzlement. You have Taylor and Simmons, and they're still there from 18 to 20. Even for those 2 or 3 years, right? You still have a very dominant personality in Simmons. You still have a very dominant figure in Simmons's arrangements and arranging style, right? You have the one-handed push-ups that he was doing versus Texas Southern. You have the Wheaties moment at Crankfest. You have the orchestral arrangements that he would try in the boombox games, right? And so you have that identity, that strong identity that you attribute to the school. Since Simmons has left, I don't think that people know anything about Taylor to trust in him and to trust in his program. And I guess like the other thing is like, well, why are people still going? Keep going because of the prestige, because of the S, because of the history, and because they're still a good school. They still have a great program. They still have great arrangements. This is not an indictment on anything in terms of arranging style, level of arrangement. Kenneth Collins is a masterful arranger. Cedric Todd has some great arrangements. Kedrick Taylor is one of the greatest arrangers in the SWAC. This has nothing to do with their actual level or capability. This doesn't even have to do with the actual level of the band. The trumpets, like Coolin said, they were really present until like 2022. 2022 is probably one of the best, not 22, 21. It's probably one of the best overall Southern years that we get. 2019 has one of the darkest tones that we get with all of those arrangements like Hollywood's Bleeding. even when they replayed songs like "That's My Baby," it just sounded darker. It sounded so much more clear. Da 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 da. Songs like that gave this band an identity that was consistent for anyone who was looking for a school to go to. You don't have that consistency anymore. You don't. You just don't. Jackson, you know what you're going to get. And Southern, you do know what you're going to get. You're going to get loud. You're going to get powerful. You're going to get some ballads. You're going to get some great arrangements. But it ain't always the best no more. At the very least, like in years before, it was either the best or it was distinct. It was like Simmons. It was Hamer time. It was only something that Jackson could do. It was only something that Griggs could do. It was only something that Cornell Knighton could do. It was always a personality. It was always a style to it. Now it's a little bit more loose. Like, I couldn't tell you what makes Cedric Todd's arrangements distinct. I couldn't tell you. I could tell you what makes Trenton Hunter's. I could tell you what makes Kevin Johnson's. I could tell you what makes Drew McBride's. I cannot tell you what makes Cedric Todd's. And mind you, I just named the primary arranger for all of those schools. Except maybe Alcorn. I don't think Drew's at that level yet where he's the main arranger. But so that's why I think Southern has fallen a little bit by the wayside, truthfully. I know it's a roundabout answer. Sorry if I'm long-winded, but what else do they play? That's My Baby. Okay. What else? That's it? Okay, yeah. I still can't grade this. I still can't grade anything. God, I just want to... I don't even want to tear into the band. Like, truthfully. To be honest, I don't care enough to tear into them. I find it much more... Ooh, shit. Shit, this is week 1? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Okay. Let's get to the actual main event, though. Oh, my God. Let's get to the actual main event. TSU versus PV. I don't know if I'm going to clip this out and put it on the channel as a video and edit it like that, or if I'm going to record after the stream. Not today, but like, a separate review and breakdown of this. So, excuse me if I kind of go about this like you're watching a video. What's good? Welcome back to Crank Central. And we are here to look at the Labor Day Classic 2024. It's time for the main event. Shout out to the stream. If y'all see the chat, we've been here. We've been going over every single band, all their performances for the past week, the past weekend. And we're here to now the main thing that we've come here to see. Let's get into this. All right. Shout out to Brian Glez. I was watching Bandhead Networks. Shout out Jerome Law and the show Style Talk crew. And yeah, everybody say hi to if I do end up clipping this. Actually, I'll clip this. Why the fuck not? Shout out to Jerome Law. Shout out to Brian Glez. Shout out to some other people who were able to get some of the footage for this game. And let's see what the home team got to do. Now, there's a lot of memes already. If you're in Uncut, there's a lot of memes from this game. There's a lot of hype moments. I would actually love to go over this halftime because it was some pettiness going on. But let's start with the fifth. Starting off with Lose Control. No, they didn't write this and play this in 6 days in response to Miles playing it. That's not how band works. Okay, mellows. I need you folks to push through those phrases. I'm not gonna lie. The band is doing good on those accents, on those counter melodies, on those build-ups, on those swells, but yeah, B-Tone's got to bring that album away. That was some good overtone. I don't know how to feel about that pedal tone though. Not the greatest, right? Not the greatest song, not the greatest arrangement, but enjoyable. F-Horns did an amazing job coming out when they did. The band in general did a good job swelling at different points. I think some of the voicing and just like balance, like with having everybody just kind of mellowed out, it doesn't really lead to any like tugging, pulling, and actual handing off of the melody. It just like keeps everybody blending in with each other, and it makes it messier and harder for different parts to come out. Now, whether that's on the band for being too loud, the arrangement for not specifying for this melody to be brought out more, or the actual section themselves, whether it's the B-tones or trombones to actually come out more themselves, I don't know. I'm not in the band room, but that's what I hear. F-Horns doing a good job of coming out when needed, for sure. For sure. F-Horns, this whole battle, like, F-Horns were the best, if not second best section. On to PV, though. On to PV. Just for context, PV had been playing throughout the fourth quarter. They played like 2-3 songs, I think. What? Oh, it's muted. No. Damn. Okay. All right, how do I want to do this? So that's Brian. The Showtime. That's afterwards. Oh, damn, they all cut it out. Okay, bet. Damn. Oh, well. I want more trumpets for TSU. And that's the thing. That's the thing that even I'm confused about. TSU at, like, National Battle of the Bands had, like, 30. They had, like, 31 trumpets. I counted at this battle. They have, like, 26, 27. And granted, like, 4 trumpets, probably craps. They don't make or break the band. But I don't know. It's just kind of interesting. For context, the first part of the song had to be cut out. But we will get to the part where it is not cut out. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, I forgot that happens this early. Oh, and no cap, earlier in this song, there's like a tuba breakdown. I'll see if I can put it in post. But there's a tuba breakdown where they're like it's like a bunch of 16th notes and shit, and they're passing off, and it's alternated parts, whatever. It sounds horrible. And then they pass it off to the band, and then the band sounds shit. Oh my god. Look. PV's some trash, bruh. I'm not gonna lie. I got a lot of love for PV. I went to Westbury High School to start my band journey, to be honest with you, aside from Johnston. But that was middle school and we didn't march. I went to Westbury High School for my freshman year of high school. A lot of alumni from Westbury, a lot of people that I marched with at Westbury went to PV, and I have a lot of love for those people. But goddamn, if y'all ain't boring and if y'all ain't some shit. Oh my god. 18, y'all got it. 19, y'all got it. Not in terms of the Labor Day Classic per se. I'm sure one of those years y'all probably did get it. But in terms of like this style that y'all have, where it's like it's supposed to be like more square, more what people would attribute to the MEAC, but y'all also some shit. Y'all also garbage. Y'all are also like bad. Like at the very least, NCAT does it, or FAM does it, or BCU does it, or like even I don't fucking know. Like even Gremlin has some square ass arrangements, and it's clean. Y'all just are like not tonguing. Y'all just are like running into each other. Y'all just don't know the music either. Like it's so insane to me. And then also like, okay, y'all, that's y'all style. But then like for 2 straight years at Labor Day Classic, you have a rogue trumpet that's just screaming everything. That doesn't make sense. I don't get it. I don't get it. Let's listen to this again. And this is just a tonal dissonance. You have trombones laying it fucking out. Trombones are actually doing an amazing job on these block chords. Trumpets are kind of squeezing past them. I'll blame it on the numbers, but I can hear them. And then you folks are just like glistening everything. Like, what are you doing? Like, it's all so sloppy. It's all running into each other. And not in a good way. Like, it's I ain't even watched PV side yet. Yeah, right. Literally, that's the tuba break. The arrangement's so trash too. And that's how you end the song. That's how you end the song. Like that's so crazy. Who's this? Hunter. What you got? Is that Mac? Oh my god. It's been so long since I've seen that nigga. Alcohol. Blame it on the alcohol. Mellows and UFOs. Okay. TSU put belt to ass on PV damn near every year at this point. Ain't no damn near. Ain't no damn near. Good alternating. Good block trombones. Good passage. That was an amazing section of blending, of handing off, of holdovers from trombones, of counter melodies from mellows, UFOs just sitting right over the top. I honestly wanted y'all to push a little bit more. It sounds good. Good pickup. This is good right here. Good call and response. Good climax and harmony. Okay. Wanted that to be stronger, trumpets. UFOs, oh my, UFOs, mellows, that passage, that handoff into that, I don't know what chord that is. I'm not gonna pretend to try to know what chord that is, but some augmented, some diminished. I don't fucking know. Oh my god, that sounded great. Sounded great. Oh, for grades for these, that was a 2.5. Problems keep it from being a 3. First song for TSU, I'll have to give that. I have to give the first song a 2, and PV's first song gets a half. Fuck it. New score. I agree, cool. I also like that part. Tone tubes. And cut off trumpets. Everyone's getting covered by the trombones. Somebody play something louder than them. Thank you. Trumpets, okay. Oh my god, stop. Y'all sound... Bro, this don't sound good. Oh my god. And it's like in a pocket that you can't hear. It is cool to be mellowed out. It is cool to be mezzo forte. That is great and all. That sounds cool. This doesn't. This doesn't sound cool. It sounds bad. It sounds bad. This sounds like half the band is like not playing. This is what skating sounds like. This is what skating sounds like. You have one section that's just above everybody else that is very far from the melody, very far from the counter melody. They are playing block chords. Everyone else is in this like groove, and then like the main melody and like half the band in the upper brass is just playing shit, just playing shit. They don't really care if it's heard or not. UFOs are playing these like subtle runs, these kind of pickups, like, it's just in different places, but you don't have any context for it because you don't have the driving of the song in the melody because you can't hear it. So crazy. Let alone the fact that trumpets are balancing between melody and background too, and I can't tell the difference between them. When did I crab? I crabbed in 22. I crabbed in 22. I was in that huge crab class that TSU brought. Simmons in the new staff. Second year at TSU. I think it's a 1, bro. For half the song, I can't tell what's going on. Now, don't feel bad because this song will also get on your level. Shout out Alexander. Mr. Alexander. Good sting in mellows. Indecisive is the word. Cool. I think the band's playing soft enough for that, yeah. Good leader. Trumpets they struggling to stay on top of all that. Oh no. Oops. Hold on, y'all. My camera battery went out. My camera battery went out. Hold on, guys. Ugh. Oh shit. Okay. All right. I'll do, if y'all don't mind, I'm gonna do voiceover for the rest of this. For the rest of this battle. I'll use some of the clips in the overall review or whatever of the video, but I'll have to re-record it, sadly. Hopefully the camera will be good to go. It doesn't feel overheated, though. I don't know. Hopefully the camera will be good to go once we're done with this battle. Because we still have... Actually, we'll tap into the battle that's going on today. We'll tap into that after this. But yeah, I'll do voiceover for the rest of this if y'all don't mind. But I'll still use some of this in the video, so don't worry. Y'all will still be Jay and Cool, and y'all's messages and y'all's commentary will still be included for sure. Trumpets are falling apart though. I'm not gonna lie, I had to skip PV. Facts. It's just not good. This sounds good aside from isolated trumpet melody. Like, that's the thing. But this is about to expose all of it though. Appreciate you, Cooler. this is the thing, right? This is the thing. Alexander, the way that Mr. Alexander writes, is he writes a lot, and I truly mean a lot, in isolation. He writes a lot of parts without like any real counter melody going on, without any real, it's like everybody's playing support, right? And the support like is not kinetic at all, so it's not moving, right? It's very static. It's very like truly just like, oh, we're just playing these like not even background, but just like underlying chords, just so it's not literally in a vacuum. The reason why that's a problem with this and why trumpets couldn't live up to it, and I hate this because I know a lot of these guys, but the reason why the trumpets couldn't live up to it is simply because they're not supposed to get this. They're not supposed to be getting this right now. Like, the TSU just came off of a year where literally on the Texas Southern University marching band page, on Ocean Assault Media, you had a year that was capped off by the fact that one of your sections was able to post an entire album of fanfares. And on a community voted event, granted hosted by a third party, they won like the best of their section and whatnot. Like, they won one of these. They won this. Where is it? I can't find it now all of a sudden. But they won. They won. It was between us and Dog Team, between like who was the best section of the fall last year. So that's what your tuba section is doing and like dealing with, right? And then like your mellow section has been shown their ass this year. I mean, well, in the song so far. And even your UFOs, they stepped up. Now, granted, that's all within this game. Like, he didn't just pass this out at this game. Like, that's not what I'm saying. But you practiced this. You heard what it sounded like when these sections practiced this. This is not the section to give that isolated part to. This is not. Because in the past 2 weeks, you heard that it wasn't. So you have to adjust. I'm not saying rewrite the part. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that when it comes to like writing, at least in terms of like, and I'm not saying that I know better in terms of, you know, compared to Mr. Alexander. Mr. Alexander has written some of the best things that this band that we have played, that they have played since he's been here. But one thing that this band always does is double parts with the trumpets and mellows. And that's like a common get out of jail free card when it comes to upper brass parts. Now, granted, does it get used as a crutch sometimes? For sure. Do you have to challenge your students sometimes? For sure. You would think that the season opener isn't one of those, though. Especially coming off of a season where, like, the mellows sounded better. In a preseason where the UFOs stepped up to the task. In a year where you now have the trombone numbers to hand off melodies to the trombones. But I don't know. Yeah, like Coolin said, or like you go down and let the woodwinds play it. Like, I don't know. And granted, that's not saying that he made a mistake with the arrangement. But that is why the trumpets just fucked up. That's why they sound, where is it? Like right here. Trumpet sounded better than 22. Shout out to 22. That section was fucking amazing. You had Emmett, you had Ross, you had Amos, you had I'm blanking on my old head name. We had a lot of old heads that stuck around for 22. We had a lot of old heads. And I think that wasn't a big section at all. I think they might have peaked at like 23, 22 maybe. But like we went into Alcorn with like maybe 20 of them, maybe 21. This is also a lot of crabs. It's also a lot of crabs. They just not ready. But they'll get ready. But that's just how he writes. Like he writes a lot of, it's my fault for pausing like mid song like this, but he writes a lot of isolation. Like even his best songs, like if you liked last year, what was that song that we played at Texas? That we played at Southern. Out of tune as well. It's also out of tune. But once you're up there, you can't really. I'm not saying they can't control it as players, but I'm saying it's hard to adjust. What do we play? Revenge. Revenge is a lot of isolation. Like this is also a lot of isolation. It's like he just, I don't know, that's just how he writes. But they'll grow. Like right here with trombones and UFOs doubled. Like I said earlier, it's first week though, so cut him some slack. For sure, for sure. Everyone's ironing out kinks. Camera overheated, Dreamer. It's the first time this shit has happened to me. That was a good ending, though. That was a good ending. Some good glisses in there, grace notes and whatnot. Good note control, steadiness, etc. Tease, you grew on me. Your crab year. Say you will. Yeah, 22 was a magical year, man. Especially that PV game. This JoJo's arrangement, man. Jesus. Oh, you Storm. Oh. I was wondering why Jay wasn't saying nothing about PV. It's because he's Storm. Shout out to you, though. You marched in from what I know as the best era for PV. At least since I've been watching. Do you like Drumline? I'll get to that. Wait, what did they play? What did they play? Is someone trying to scream that? Do you like Drumline? Yeah. Oh, I said I'll get to that after this. That was a good part. That was a good transition. That last note was kind of crazy, but the build up to that, I like it. I like it. Oh, to go back, round 2 from PV was like a 1.5. Round 3 from TSU was like a 1. And then this 1.5. Oh, you marched 16 through 20. Do you know? You probably know Jordan. He went to Westbury. Yeah, not 20. Understandable. You probably know James too. Westbury Products. Manny. You might know Manny. Oh no, Manny went in 20. Never mind. Who else do you know? You probably know Faith. Shout out to Faith. I talked to Faith. You might know Rosa. You might know some of my old heads, some of my Westbury old heads. 19 was a great year for y'all. 19 was an amazing year for y'all. Hunter? Yeah. Okay, Mellows? And UFOs too. '20 was the start of the incline to the best year last year. For who? For PV or for TSU? Cool. Shout out Washington Major. Facts. Wash Major and Miss Jordan. A lot of people, unless you're from the program or from the area, a lot of people don't know Miss Jordan, but she's helped that band out a lot too. Oh, for JSU? I'll answer that after. I'll get to that after. The thing that Hunter gets right more often than not, that puts his arrangements just like is always listenable to and always like at least good, is voicing. He gets voicing and he gets the band's strengths. And layering as well. Like you can hear it in that phrase right there. So even when like UFOs are struggling in that upper register, you have such a wall of sound. You have some holdover from mellows, like, and you just got done with a passage that was like trumpets with the pickup note, trombones with the chord, mellows with the lead in. So even when UFOs struggle, like, yeah, you can be let down from it, but like it's such a wall that the impact is less because you're less reliant on any one section. But he just gets that. He just gets that in his writing. And he wants to end it. When he wants to end it, he just ends it. I love the way this nigga writes. To answer or to respond to earlier, and PV gets a 1.5. That gets it too. To answer the question from earlier, do I like Drumline? No. Notoriously, and actually, let me see if my camera can turn back on. Notoriously, Drumline, no band wanted to do Drumline. Battery exhausted. Oh my god. Stop yelling at me, please. No band wanted to do Drumline because, like, basically within the script, it was like, oh yeah, you're gonna fucking lose. So, like, they were looking for bands to do it, and no one wants to do it. As well as the fact that Drumline, I believe, directly led to, and I guess, it depends on what side of the aisle you're on with this. Drumline led to more eyes being on band than ever before, and eventually led to, like, so many legal problems that bands would be facing for the next like 2 decades. Now, of course, some of them in terms of like the hazing stuff, yeah, that needed to be done. Like niggas were dying. FAMU, what happened at FAM was crazy. That shit was crazy. That movie is just as washed as Burning Sands. Facts. And I had to watch Burning Sands for class and write a report on it. Nigga, what? Anywho, but yeah, in terms of like the attention that Drumline brought, it brought so much unnecessary attention and attribution to like the band scene that's just like not an accurate not only not a accurate representation of what niggas really do, because like Drumlines don't do that shit. Like Funk Train, well, funny enough, at this game, Funk Train actually did go down to the field and just wait for them niggas to respond. But like most of the time, that does not happen. This is what happens. After the game, the crowd is still in the fucking stands. The crowd goes on the field to watch these niggas just battle from across the field, playing like fan favorite songs that everyone fucking knows. Or songs that you don't know that you now want to listen to. But like, they just opt out for all that shit because Southern didn't want to play, Fam didn't want to play, Graham didn't want to play, TSU didn't want to play, Jackson didn't want to play. So they were stuck with Morris Brown as they were falling apart. And then they just portrayed themselves as like, Fam. Talking about Flight of the Bumblebee. But like, niggas don't know that like, when did Drumline come out? Drumline came out 2000? Nigga, even the band that was in that shit, Morris Brown. Do you know what Morris Brown was playing in 2000? They were playing Down Bottom.
Walk in for all your favorites during Little Caesar's Summer of Hot and Ready, like a thin crust pepperoni pizza for $7.99.
Oh, someone dropped this? Oh, I want to watch this. The Fall of Morris Brown College. And even this shit is fucking square as hell. Cause guess what? I think they played in 01. Oh no, they played in 99. This is Southern literally 2 years before. This aggression, this like passion, this whatever, this pre-Katrina like culture, because this isn't just for Southern, this is everybody. Everybody was playing with this level of like aggression and honestly some sloppiness, but also just like they were loud as fuck. This isn't portrayed in the movie. And this is what this shit is all about. So yeah, no, I fucking hate Drumline. And then the other one, I think we were talking about Jackson. Jackson's come up. I actually believe more of it started in like 18. More of it started in 18. 20, you could say because of the rebrand and because of like the repertoire change. Like that's when they really started doubling down on like, okay, we're not going to truly like play like slow ballads. We're going to play like up-tempo ballads and like Quiet Storm. That's when that happened. But like 2018, Whole Gritty City is a bad representation of band. Facts, exactly. But niggas won't see that because it was 60 minutes and actual journalism instead of entertainment. But 18 is actually the start of like, especially Jackson's like current, the way that they write rap tunes. If you go back and listen to 18 Jackson, it's a lot of that shit. It is a lot of that shit. But back to this battle. That gets a 2 from me for TSU. TSU getting back on the board with some actual good playing. I keep trying with this camera, guys. I'm gonna try to get it back on before the end of the battle. Okay. Nope, battery's off. They're slowing it down a little bit. Some good holdover, no squiggling. Tuba. Come on, bro. The only problem with this so far is just like the simplicity of it all. And I think that trumpet counter melody can be smoother. And it's starting to feel repetitive. There we go. You know what? You know what, man? That's the best they fucking sounded. That's the best they sounded all night. Just some trumpets got chords, man. I can't tell. It just, when it comes to this, right? I agree with you. Like, they weren't playing in unison. I mean, even when the band was playing in unison, they weren't playing together. Like, just attacks and releases were off like crazy. The concept was cool. It stayed in a pocket. It was simple. If there was a counter melody, it was like by its lonesome and it kind of sounded sad. It was slow. It was low energy. But they didn't fuck up. 1.5. Come on, Jay. Come on, Jay. This it? Oh shit. This is this nigga's bag, by the way. This is this nigga's bag. If you hear a 7th chord or a suspended chord, this is this nigga's bag. This is what he's great at. This is what he's best at. Now you're right, Coolin. If the arrangement would have had any type of climax or movement, yes, it would have been great. But This is, I don't know. These are the types of arrangements that in 22 got people to call us a fall mass band. This arrangement screams Gam. It screams, oh, it's the summer, so we're just like more powerful, so we're just gonna push this arrangement. But like, this bass line is too simple. Once again, the lack of UFOs and mellows are pushing that on now. But once again, like, lack of counter melody. Simplicity in main melody, bass line. Like I said, no counter melody, no real like woodwind usage. Trombones are doing good on that block chord, but it's just a 7th or a suspended. like, it sounds good, but it's not what this band can be best at. It's just not. Like, we played the song called The Sun. I think it was on One and Done. I forgot who we played it at. But like, this just sounds like that. Or this just sounds like that. It sounds like the song, was it by Doechii? Oh no, it was by some random Georgia artist that we played. Oh no, that was The Sun. Never mind. But yeah, I don't know, these songs, like, they sound good. And I'm giving this a 2, by the way. They sound good, but if they play them too much, number one, it's gonna sound like the same thing. Number two, people are gonna catch on to the fact that there's like not that many components. It's like simple crank, right? And then the other thing is that it's just not utilizing the band. It's just not asking the band to do too much aside from like range. You know? I think both bands had their mid moments, but this song from the Ocean was stupidly good. This is a song where it's like, here's the song, play it. They played it, they pushed. It was a lot of, and I'll give them credit in terms of holding out notes and phrases, not phrases, holding out, just holding out notes. I don't know why I'm trying to complicate it, but yeah, that sounded great. That sounded good. I just don't want too much of this season, you know? And I know like in 22, we kind of had too much of this. But like, this is also like the only rap song that I think sounded good tonight, to be honest with you. Put some more creativity. Not even saying you need some more. Like, you can have this, just not too much of it, you know? Like, this will get you past PV, but this versus Jackson, like, Jackson game is in a month. This is not going to do nothing. And to be fair, this song will like never be played at another HBCU. Like, this will never be played at another battle. This will, and if it will, it'll be a 0 song. It'll be the song that like they play when Jackson is marching in to the stadium. But like, nothing past that. I like that mellow and trumpet unison part. I like that part, and I like the layering. Like, you know, I like that part. That was a good level up. Great song though. Still a good song. Still a 2. Casanova in a battle. This reminds me of last year. Was it last year? It might have been 22. Where both PV and Southern played Black and Blues in the 5th quarter. And it's like, are you kidding me? Are you joking right now? Like, we're playing Black and Blues? We're in a battle. That's how I feel right now. This isn't even like Levert. This isn't Levert Casanova. This isn't Keith Frank Casanova. No, Jay, we didn't play Screw in the 5th. We played Screw in the block party. we played Screw as like we're dancing on your grave. That's what we played Screw for. I mean, we'll get to it. I still see this battle as like a 6-round battle a 5-round battle. Like, those last 3 songs, I'm not counting for TSU. I'm also not counting Yall's. I think Yall played another song too. Like Neck. Like, I'm not counting Neck. That gets a 1, by the way. That gets a PV song. That was a 1. In between there, y'all can hear it. Y'all can hear it. I don't know if that was mellows or trumpets. It sounded like trumpets, to be honest. Probably just like a second row trumpet. UFOs are too tired to push through those trombones. Those trombones are giving them fits. I'm not gonna lie. And I was telling this to some people that I know in this band. Those UFOs are gonna have to fight for their fucking life. They're gonna have to fight for their goddamn lives. Shout out to Trey. Shout out to Trey. Welcome to the stream, gang. Let's be real. We all thought both of these bands was gonna be something this year. But after this battle, what the fuck is both of these bands doing? They need to practice ASAP and get right, because this battle is a tie. Nobody won. They need the lab. I definitely think it was not a tie. It was definitely not a tie. But I agree. You know, as many good things as TSU did, they also showcased a lot of things to worry about. Now, what I will say, especially if we're talking about, you know, TSU going forward, right? Because I mean, let's be honest. Even as a PV, like even if you're a PV alum, even if you're a PV fan, even if you are one of the very few non-student residents in Prairie View, yeah, what? No one was really expecting PV to be towards the top of the SWAC this year, but for TSU, that is now the expectation. And to be fair, you have a white school, Rice, which they'll be going to this. This is literally like around the corner. You have Lamar, which they may go to a little bit more than around the corner, but still nothing. In between both of those games, you have a bye week, and then you have one more week and then Jackson. Right. And also, this Jackson battle is going to be hard for anyone and everyone to judge it, because this is at Texas Southern, which means that it is at formerly BBVA Compass, now Shell Stadium. This stadium is garbage. This is horrible acoustically, because both bands, for the most part, will be underneath here. So, yeah, that's not going to be a great battle. I mean, it will be for, like, you know, band heads and whatnot, but it'll still be hard to hear and make decisive judgments. I say that to say, Trey, I agree. TSU is a lot to work on. PV is quite a lot to work on. I still think there's a winner of this battle. But, you know, as much as there is to work on, there is also as much time to work on it. Slight edge to the ocean, but both were mid. I prefer the past 2 years of TSU. Yeah, I can agree. I just think in previous years, like, do y'all hear? Actually, I'll be quiet for this too. Line. Y'all hear this bass line? Do y'all hear this bass line? Did y'all hear that bass line on those Alexander songs? Did y'all hear that? Let me play y'all what has been played in previous years versus PV. Mind you, we're doing the same thing. And actually, I'll do the same thing. So this year, TSU was at National Battle of Bands. Fair. Last year, TSU was at National Battle of Bands. So let's see what actually, and we had a 0 quarter 23. So we're actually going to listen to the 0 quarter. We're going to listen to the throwaway throwaway rap tune bass lines. Yo, why doesn't it want to come up? Why doesn't it want to come up? What the hell? TCU wasn't perfect and all, but they were still way better. TCU got the band directors to get them right. I just don't know what's going on with them. Well, what's going on is exactly what I'm about to show you. And this isn't any like fault to the band directors. This isn't any slight. I have a lot of love for that program and a lot of love for those men. Okay, not this. Jesus Christ. Yeah, we did start out playing that. We dropped that very quickly. This is a traditional. This is what PV played back. This is Alexander. Now that chord, that was me. I will admit, that was me. That was me. We're confessing the sins this stream, guys. That was me. I fucked that up. Needless to say, that bassline's simple. That's my point. The y'all hear the excitement? Y'all hear the connect? Not even just in the chant. Y'all hear the kineticness in all of the parts and the handoffs and the counter melodies and the phrasing and the voicing, the uniqueness in each part. And it can be unison, like mellows and trumpets are doubled up right here, no? Yeah, like it has nothing to do with unison. But my point is that for some reason, in the same battle, same circumstances, we were at Nationals last year. It was at the end of August. They were at Nationals this year. It was at the end of August. Labor Day Classic. Same game. For some reason, this year, the decision was made to challenge the trumpets. To challenge the trumpets who don't have Emmett anymore, which, I mean, the section's bigger than one person, to be fair. Who have some new screamers, who have half the section as freshmen, versus curtailing parts, writing songs, selecting songs that would, put on display the previous strengths of the band, that being tubas. What bass line did we hear in this battle so far that has them playing anything like Paris, Tokyo last year? That has them playing anything like Say You Will? What song aside from the one that Hunter wrote, the ones that Mr. Hunter wrote, had the mellows accenting phrases? Nothing. That's the difference. And I agree with you, Trey. Mr. Alexander is very his style is very distinct, and you can tell it anywhere, and it is attributed to GAM now, given the fact that he's the main arranger for GAM. But the same qualities that's in his writing is the same at GAM. It's the same in Scared of the Dark, which he wrote for Jackson, I believe. Someone tell me if I'm wrong. And it's the same in The Sun, which we played last year at Texas Southern. And it's the same in the songs that he played and wrote for the Labor Day Classic this year. It is the same concepts. It is very similar. You can compare and contrast. But it is not a sound that brings out the best in all of these sections. Those suspended chords, trombones sound great on the blocks. UFOs sound really good playing, stinging A's or G's and whatnot throughout the song. Tuba's your best section, arguably. It's not best playing the same note in like 2 different octaves the whole way. Trumpets do not sound the best isolated this early into the season. This 26-27 piece. Mellows are more capable of playing through phrases and pushing through phrases in terms of, you know, who you're going to have between your upper brass. So, again, there's still a winner of this battle. But there's still problems to be addressed. There's still things to be realized. There's still things to be picked apart. And mind you, I'm not just doing this because it's TSU. I can do this with PV. And I will do this every week with whatever the main battle is. It just so happens that this week it was the Labor Day Classic. But next week, here's TSU's schedule. I want to see the SWAC schedule. There we go. Next week, what's going to be the game of the week? What's going to be the battle of the week? Bama State at Miles? Miles at Bama State? Okay. And that's really it. If this is 2022, Arkansas Baptist, when Miles was there. Maybe Kentucky State at Bama A&M? They're in the same ballpark. But Bama State at Miles, I will do the same thing for Bama State next week. Watch. So, yeah, that's just to anyone who, you know, is like, oh, you know, you're calling PV shits, but you're saying all this about PV. About the ocean. Trust and believe. When I flip over my phone, or later when I talk to some people, if this gets seen by the right people, I will have people upset at me. Trust and believe. But yeah. I think that's the difference. Like 22 and 23 Labor Day Classic, TSU was sticking to its laurels. They were resting on their laurels. This year, that is not the case. Good phrasing. Good phrasing with mellows. Good highs from tubas. These are the strengths. These are the strengths. I'm just saying, man. I know a little bit of what I'm talking about. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. That gets a 2. That gets a 2. Because of the ending, it gets a 2. Tubas really carried that. Yeah, Tubas carried the energy. Mellows came through, though. Mellows came through. He had some good phrasing. Camera's still not working, guys. I'm gonna try to charge it. PB riding this one out. I'm not gonna lie. Good kiss. Only thing with this song, the mellows do not have the range for that bullshit. They do not have the range for that bullshit. Some of the UFOs do. I think they just had to kind of skate a little bit to get it, but in the middle of that phrase, they couldn't do it. They did at the end though. Short and sweet though. And it has nothing to do with the fact that they cranked. It has to do with the fact that it was clear and it was actually enjoyable to listen to. They get a 2. They turned it on. They turned it on. I'm not gonna lie. Trey, I'm not a TSU fan, but I like them because they got 2 monster directors over there. And if I don't see no improvement from the band in 2 or 3 weeks, then it's gonna be like, damn, I had high hopes. Well, I'll say this. In terms of the staff, honestly, honest to God, everyone on that staff is talented as hell. You don't need me to tell you that. Truthfully, you don't need me to tell you that. Everyone on that staff is so talented. Like, of course, Simmons, his name precedes him. His prestige precedes him. I believe that Hunter has finally gotten the chance, the opportunity, the podium to showcase what he's been doing for years. What he was doing for years at Jim Hill. What he was doing for years with Mob. And now what he's been doing, this is year 5 here. Being the main arranger. Being the person who is on the ground floor. Truthfully. Not spilling the beans about what happens in the band room. But truthfully, that band, Hunter knows that band the most. Mr. Hunter knows that band the most up and down. They can't bullshit nothing past him. He can't they can't nah. The amount of time Mr. Hunter spends with that band, with the students of that band in the band room, is truly unhealthy. It's truly unhealthy, but it is also commendable. And I don't know how other bands in the SWAC operate. I don't know how other bands in general operate. But nah, it's crazy. Dr. Pollard is a genius. Dr. Pollard is a musical genius. Do I have the most disagreements with how he arranges? Absolutely. But who the fuck am I? Can his endings be extra as hell? Yes, absolutely. Who the fuck am I? Are some of his song choices out of left field and ambitious? Absolutely. But not only who the fuck am I, but it works. It works. Only a genius could do what he did with what was that song that we played at PV22? I'll Be There. Only a genius could do that. Only a genius could. Only a genius could write half the stuff that we played at Southern. Now, is it hard to articulate what he wants? Yes. It is hard to articulate what you want in Ready or Not. It is insanely hard to articulate what you need out of that. It's hard to articulate what you need out of Roaring Twenties and how to format that for a band. Pollard's a genius. Mr. Alexander is a genius. Mr. Alexander is a genius in terms of what he knows that people want to hear and what he knows that people want to play, that bandsmen want to play. He knows that mellows want they one note. He knows that. He knows the trombones want to sit in the chord. He knows that. He knows that every song is built off of not only dynamic contrast, but like going from a period of like chaotic energy, busyness and whatnot to not low energy, but like, simplicity, or like, you hear a single thing and then you roar up into a climax. He gets that. That's what Doubled Standards is built on. That's what what's this song? Not Pyramids. Jeez. That's what Revenge is built on. That's what Fire Us is built on. That's what all of his songs are built on. He gets that. He gets that format. He gets it. So I agree with you. Like there's definitely a world out there where TSU doesn't clean it up. I think they will, and not only do I think they will, but they got 4 monster directors, and the only reason why I didn't include the 5th, which we all know is a monster director, in Mr. Eric French, is because he does like 2 songs a year. He does like 2 songs a year. So yeah, that's that. And it was previously 5 or 6, depending on, if you count Mr. French. Shout out Mr. Redding. He is at BCU now. He will be sorely missed. Truthfully, sorely missed in that program and on this campus. Let's finish this battle. Issue with PV's arrangements is that each section is scattered rather than playing in unison. Not only are they scattered, but like it's like they write each part on different pieces of sheet music. Like, it's not necessarily that they're not in unison and that they don't play together, but even when they play it right, it doesn't sound like it belongs in the same song, if that makes sense. Facts, Trey. I hate PV and their whole note ending notes. I hate them because, bro. No offense, Jay, but I don't think they was doing that during your era. This right here is why When Jay said that we played Screw in the fifth, no, we didn't. The fifth ended when the lights got cut off. First off, I don't count this song because y'all didn't play nothing in response to this. Ocean had that issue in 18. Ah, true. Particularly where UFOs had random notes everywhere. That is true. That is true. The difference is that even with the Ocean, I think that back then it was being written like in the music. I mean, like in listening to it, it sounded like it was out of nowhere, which it was because it hardly was natural. But it was still for a purpose. The purpose was to highlight the clear workhorses of the band, which was UFO City. PV just be writing random shit. Like it's not cohesive. And like they don't have like it's not to accentuate like their strengths. Because their strengths is actually just playing unison. This song right here, TSU got potential. They just need to practice and get right. That's all. Yeah, no, this song shouldn't have been played. It should have been saved. Simmons heard PV talking shit. That's why they turned it off. But like trumpets couldn't double tongue that phrase when they were down there. You couldn't hear them at all. UFOs are tired. But people just care about the ending. So. PV does not respond to this, by the way. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and this is just neck. This is neck, and then yeah, this is neck, and then Screw. So I heard it was because we were threatened with a fine. Was there? True. Oh yeah, no. The lights. To be honest, I hate when people try to look into like, oh my god, they turned the lights on the band. They hate them. First off, it's a rivalry game, right? This should happen. This should happen every time. This should happen. The announcers should be petty every time. This should happen. But even then, like it's not personal. Or like a band leaving after 5 songs, like that's not personal. Like y'all agreed to a 5 and out. But PV a band nobody really critique because we know who they are. They is PV a band we just like the hype for. Yeah, like this is the cycle with PV, and this is kind of why I hate them, even though like I'm undefeated versus them, and it hasn't been particularly close. PV, people hype up, and specifically I say people, but some of my old heads, they hype up PV before the season. Oh shit, PV got y'all number. Oh shit, I've been hearing clips about PV. Oh shit, here we go again. PV sound like shit. That's what it be. Like, you get to the game and it's like, okay, they're gonna do the same shit. Them freaky ass drum majors just gonna start humping shit. They gonna play some half-ass arrangements that sound like it was written by, like, no offense, but like Skyline. Sounds like Skyline could play it. It sounds like Willow Ridge could play it. Like, and then they'll brick some shit. The trumpets will brick some shit. The tubas will play like a good phrase, and then the trombones will like try to carry. And then there's shit, and then it's over. TSU wins. Like, it's the same shit. It's been the same shit. Oh, you went to Skyline? Hey, peak Skyline, like 2018 Skyline. I fuck with Skyline. But like, if it isn't a Jackson arrangement, shout out SRB. If it isn't a Jackson arrangement or like a battle, like y'all can play their shit. Y'all can play their shit. Y'all can play their shit. Used to hate TSU. Yeah, when you were active. Fair. PV a band who just big, they don't use their number. Well, I disagree actually. I think PV uses their numbers very well. They probably just need, I don't know when the last time they expanded the staff was. I don't know when the last time they expanded the staff was, but like maybe it was 19. Yeah, it was 19. Yeah, because they did national versus, yeah, Mo Bamba. Like, I like their Mo Bamba. Except the intro. I hate this intro. But even this is very PV. This intro is PV as fuck. Actually, no, y'all play something else. Y'all play Sunflower. Yes, I love Sunflower. Now, is it carried by the fact that I love Spider-Man? Yes. But also, I think this is a solid arrangement. Side note, when y'all came out with these uniforms, oh my god. Oh my goodness. Oh, Jesus Christ. Whoever designed this, they deserve to be hired by, like, Adidas. Shout out Phil. Is that Phil? That might not be Phil. But yeah, PV knows how to use their numbers. They're just simple. They're just simple. And they stay in the box. They stay in the box. And then, no cap, when they go outside the box, it also doesn't sound too good. But yeah. Where was I? No cap, I have like 5 minutes before I have to do a podcast. So, I'll make a deal with y'all, especially since the camera's out, right? I'll listen to this offline, this battle that happened like today, because this is the thing that I wanted to watch with y'all. Damn, the niggas are actually playing. Fuck. Okay. I'll go through this, right? I'll look up on your own to 16. Okay, bet. That'll be the last thing I do. But yeah, and if this is a good battle, then I'll put it on the channel. If that's a good battle, then I'll put it on the channel. Oh my god, I didn't type in PV. Oh, on our own. Excuse me. Who's that? That battle that's happening like right now. TSU versus UAPB versus oh my god, Langston. I want to react to that, but I gotta do something in like 5 minutes. And actually, I'll put that in chat. Y'all can go over there and show Bandhead Network some love, because he's streaming that. So I'll put that in chat. We'll listen to this on the way out. Thank y'all for joining. Thank y'all for tapping into the stream. Shout out to PV, man. Shout out to Texas Southern West Campus. Texas Southern West Campus right here, buddy. If y'all got some time and y'all want to see that other battle, there it is in the chat right there. And we're gonna listen to some good old retro, some retro PV. Shout out to y'all for tapping into the stream, man. Appreciate y'all, boys.